Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to SMAA and entrepreneurs in my group for six figure. How to scale your business for two six figures. I got Antoine on here, and actually, kind of had a little technical difficulties. I don't know why it usually happens, right when I'm getting ready to go live. But I mean, my computer's been fine for, I don't know, ever since I guess the last live. Actually, well, I didn't have too much trouble yesterday, but I know this weekend I had a little trouble with it. But so anyway, we're here live with Anthony Gray, and actually, we were talking about the fact that he is actually, still a contractor. And I guess you guys know that, I'm still employed too as well, but that's going to actually end at the end of, this month. But anyway, man, we just wanted to get on here and give you guys some valuable information, how you can actually, well, right now, how you can actually scale a business on the side. And you can continuously work as an employee. So I mean, you just have to learn how to segregate your time appropriately. But I wanted to hop on here with Antoine. Actually, the way I found him was he was actually at Funnel Hacking Live, and I saw a video. I think it was while he wasn't actually at the event, but I think he was at a hotel in Nashville, and his video popped on my feed, and I was like, "Who's this guy right here?" And I started looking, at some of his content stuff. I was like, "Man, I got to interview this guy." And then, we kind of talked. I hopped on a call with him. He actually told me that, he is doing a coaching business. He's a consultant and everything like that. So I just wanted to actually bring him on, give you guys some value, give you guys some knowledge, some information, how you can grow, a coaching business. But I mean, just how you can grow any business. You can take these tactics, principles, and everything like that, and just use these to grow whatever business you are in currently. So I just wanted to reach out to you guys and let you know, just let him hop on here and give you some value. So, Antoine, you have the floor. Just give us a little bit about your story. I pretty much gave you an introduction and everything like that. So the floor is yours. Thanks for coming on, joining us, and everything like that, Antoine.
Hey, Mike C, man, I'm honored to be on your show, brother. Since you reached out and you've been nothing but great, and I got to tap into a little bit of your content, man, putting the value out there. I absolutely love what you're doing, man. And I appreciate you reaching out. It's funny. I actually still was at Funnel Hacking Live when I did that video, and I think it was probably, yeah, when you hopped on, it was my three biggest takeaways from Funnel Hacking Live. So I had actually left the conference, or maybe we were on a break, and I went back to my room. I said, man, I got to do a live. I was just kind of taking some notes and reading through the notes. Figure I hop on and share it, man. It's that's one of my big things is when you get that knowledge, man, just share it, because you never know who else can take it and use it and apply it to their business and to their life and have it make an impact. So, that's one of the reasons I hop on these calls, I hop on these lives, man, and just try to put out as much as possible, So, but just a little bit about myself, man. I'm Anton Gray. I call myself the mindset mentor. And my background is varied, man. I've been in and out of a lot of different things, but over the course of the years, consulting has stuck with me. I've been a consultant for 16 plus years, and it's been a great ride. I'm not gonna lie, So I've been able to work in the IT space and help IT departments kind of develop and help them scale processes and help businesses scale past points. And so it's been a good ride, man, and it's one of those things to where my background really as a consultant has always been to just come in, and they say, all right, we're here at point A, we want to get to point B, on your mark, get set, go, right? And then I've got to find out what fires need to be put out, find out where the dots are that need to be connected, find out where the gaps are that need to be filled. And what I found is that entrepreneurship is very similar, because I work with aspiring entrepreneurs as well as early set entrepreneurs to help them get clear in their strategy and in what they're trying to do, and lay out the process, lay out the groundwork, and then help them get on the road to building whatever it is that they want to build. And a lot of what I do in that revolves around mindset, but I'll kind of come back to that. But to compare it to what I've been doing in the past, man, entrepreneurship is very similar, right? We're all creatives, man. We got a lot going on in our heads, and we want to put it into play. But it's a lot of chaos, and it's a lot of overwhelm that comes with it. And so that's why I do what I do. I just absolutely love hopping on with guys like you, man, that are in it, that are doing it, that are willing and ready to make a difference, and make an impact and stepping into greatness. And that's why I love the fact, man, that you're on your way out as well. And to be open and honest and be transparent. I'm one foot in the entrepreneurship world and one foot in the work world, as I am a contractor and have some obligations. But it's good too, because that's what I work with. I work with aspiring entrepreneurs and 9-to-5ers and help them, build and help them understand that they can build a business even while they're working, right? Because a lot of people, we think that in entrepreneurship, you've got to, and it's a huge part of it, to make that jump. Right. But at the same time, for some people, myself, I'm married with 4 kids. If I make the jump, man, and my my wife is going to kill me. Right. Until I get us to a point and get the businesses to a point to where they're stable. Right. And then early set of businesses, it takes a while to get to that point. It's a lot of challenges, a lot of ups and downs of entrepreneurship. But people sometimes let that deter them from going after what it is that they want, and building that business that they want and writing that book that they want and dropping that podcast, like all of that. You can do both. And that's part of what I do, is help people understand that it's possible, and once you get out of your own way, and the sky is the limit.
That's good. That's good. Actually, thanks for joining us, Norma. Thanks for joining us, John. And Norma actually had a question. It looks like Philip joined us. What's going on? And John says it definitely takes a while to, grow your business. But Norma has a question. She said, "What type of consulting are you doing?" I don't know if you want to get into that. I mean, you can.
Yeah. The type of consulting that I'm doing in the 9-to-5 world is IT and business. So I do a lot of IT security type of work, where I literally help them establish infrastructures and build them out and help bridge the gap between management and the tech teams and all of that. That's the type of consulting that I do. But I have also done marketing consulting for real estate agents in the past, and that's more of a side hustle. But it's something that I love doing. For me, the consultant piece of it is really just helping people bridge the gap. Essentially, that's what consultants do. We bridge the gap. So that's the type of consulting I do.
That's pretty good. Now, as far as I know, and Norma says, nice. Thanks for answering the question. And
sure.
I guess as far as I guess the process of coaching, because obviously, you see a lot of people, especially, we're in the same realm. And actually, I kind of got, I guess, a taste of how Facebook, pretty much does stuff. Because I guess if you're always in, your constant world, and obviously we do a lot of stuff with marketing, you're into click funnels and all that stuff. So Facebook is pretty much catering all of our posts towards, stuff like that. So
right.
Actually, the other day at work, I was talking to people about how Facebook, or how I guess the different posts that they see on their page. And one lady said, I see cat posts all the time. Somebody else says I see baby posts and all that stuff. But in our realm, we pretty much see a lot of people talking about coaching and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people either in my group that want to coach, or they're already coaches, or at least they want to strive for coaches, or maybe they're even looking for a coach. So I guess even in your process and the process that you took as to going and coaching, I mean, you might have always been it, because you said right now you're consulting. But I mean, if you were to tell a particular person that wants to get into coaching, or maybe he's already in coaching, what was one crucial point or crucial process in your in your come up and in your journey that should be significant for somebody that wants to go into the coaching world?
To be honest, I think it's really just deciding, or I'll speak from my experience. For me, it was really just deciding who I wanted to help, right? And I really had to kind of dive deep into understanding my skill set, right, and my strengths, and what I could bring to the table. And then I took that and kind of bridge the gap to it, right? Because for me, what I love about, and I think what I've been good at as a consultant, is really coming in, identifying gaps, and then helping strategize to get those gaps filled. So it's really, I think, finding what it is that you're good at, what it is that you can be valuable to somebody with, and where you can make the most impact. So, like for me, in instance, I like chaos for some reason, right? I absolutely love chaos. So that's why I work with early entrepreneurs, because one of my strengths is really just starting, right? A lot of what I've done in the past, I've started a lot of things, but I'm not the best at finishing. But when it comes to getting an idea and making sense of it and clarifying it and mapping it out, that's something that I'm good at. So I had to take that and use that to my benefit and to use that as my strength and as my difference and impact maker, and it served me pretty well because now I can talk to different entrepreneurs and really just help them get clear in what they do. And a part of my program, a part of what I do, a lot of it has been a lot of it is focused around mindset. And that's why I talk so much about mindset, because mindset is one of those things where I think it's overlooked. You know what I mean? Like, we hear it, but I think people really don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that the mindset is the reason, or in my particular opinion, I think the mindset is it's the foundation on which success is built. Point blank, period, man. If you look at we can look at all the greats that we study all in the marketing world and all the entrepreneurs that are doing it that we see on an everyday basis. It's something different about them, and usually it starts in the mind. So a lot of my programming is really just helping people understand that, and because it's a huge part. I mean, I'm pretty sure you understand this as well, right? Making the jump from employment to entrepreneurship it's night and day, right? And until that clicks in somebody's mind, then they'll continue to be stuck and not have the belief and the faith that it takes and the armor to be able to take on challenges and move past them. So find what you're good at, find where you can help, get focused on that, and then just share with the world, man. People need you. As a coach, people need you. All right, because I don't really tell people what to do. Right? You think about it. Think about a world-class athlete. LeBron has a coach, right? His coach doesn't tell him how to play basketball. LeBron knows how to play basketball. His coach just analyzes him and tells him how he can play basketball better, right? And how he can take his game to the next level. And that's essentially what a coach does. So as soon as that coach that's listening to this finds their thing that they're good at, their superpower, their strength, and they start sharing that with people, people need that, So that's what has been on my journey, man.
So, I mean, yeah, you guys need to check out his podcast interview series on Facebook. Actually, I think it's just the interview series. I don't know. Do you have a podcast?
Not yet. It's early set, man. I'm still early on it right now. It's a Facebook live show each and every Wednesday evening at either 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'm working on getting that content repurposed, turning it into a podcast, posting on YouTube, because folks are starting to ask for the replays and the interviews, and I've got a hell of a lineup coming on, man. So it's been a pretty good ride so far, but it's coming. It's definitely coming.
Yeah, so actually I didn't know the name of his podcast. I saw one of the episodes. I guess I caught it the other night, and it's called A Peace of Mind, and that's pretty interesting. I like the title. It's got a catchy title and some nice graphics as far as how he advertises and everything like that for the interview. But I do have a particular, and let's see. John says mindset, confidence, and momentum. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Especially I know a lot of people talk about the momentum and everything like that. It's like you need to play off the momentum, and then since obviously Antoine talked about I guess basketball and everything like that. When you're playing basketball in a game, you got to play off of the momentum. Once momentum, it kind of shifts between back and forth, because I guess one team could be down, down and out, maybe like by 20, 30 points or something like that. And if the other team catches the momentum, they can tie the game and even overcome the game. So yeah, that is a big part of it. And obviously, confidence and mindset, which I think that's pretty much. That kind of plays, hand in hand, pretty much, if you have a, good confidence, and obviously I think you have a good mindset, and, with your mind, if you have a good mindset, that's going to, breed you confidence. But, I think as far as confidence and everything, your confidence increases, as far as, experience and everything like that. The more experience that you go through, I think, when you overcome stuff, and maybe even when you fail stuff, and then overcome your failures, I think that's what helps with your confidence. So, actually, speaking of confidence, I mean, how did you I guess develop the confidence to go in and say, well, how do I, because obviously every business, because you say you do pretty much business consulting, IT consulting, you say you did I guess real estate, marketing, consulting as well. You consulted with them as far as their marketing plans and all that. And then you talked about bridging the gap. So, I mean, how do you find, I guess, or how do you bridge a gap with, I guess, different businesses and different, just because obviously, every business has a different problem. And then, every
Right.
niche has a different problem. So how do you find, I guess, a way to bridge the gap with a particular individual niche or business itself?
Um, to be honest, man, I think it comes back to, what you were just talking about. I think that when you get clear and you strengthen your mindset, well, one, just getting clear in whatever it is that you're facing, right? Understanding the root of it and understanding where you are and understanding where you want to be. Once you get clear in that, then everything else in the middle starts to materialize, right? I'm sorry, it starts to come through, and now you can make a lot more sense of it, right? And I think that we were talking about confidence, and I think that as soon as you really get to the root of where you are and where you want to be, you can get clear in the middle. And once you get clear, clarity brings confidence, right? And like you said, confidence builds that momentum and finding that. So bridging the gap is really just about understanding. I think that's what a lot of people miss, right? We want to get to point B so quick, so fast, right? But until you get in the right frame of mind and understand like the challenges that are going to come along with it and try to head up any problems that might come along with it and understand it, that it is a journey, then it's going to be hard to get to that point. So bridging the gap really is just about understanding, gaining clarity, clarity in the mission, clarity in the vision, clarity in the purpose. And then when you can do that, I think it becomes easier to lay out the steps A, B, C, and D. Because here's what I say when it comes to goal setting, right? Goal setting is, to me, it's almost like using Google Maps or using some type of navigation system, right? And I think that whenever we use those, we always start with the end in mind, right? We set it in our mind where we want to go. We put the destination in that particular navigation system, and then it gives us a series of steps to work towards, right? And even in there, it allows a little bit of change. You can make a wrong turn, and it doesn't just shut down and say, all right, you're a fool, man. Stop what you're doing. Go back to where you were, right? It recalculates, right? But unfortunately, when it comes to entrepreneurship, sometimes we lose sight of everything in the middle, right? And it's great to start with the end in mind. I think that's the first step to setting any type of goal. But once you have that, now you're able to work your way backwards and kind of reverse engineer it and find out the steps that's going to take to it. Okay, step one, what is it, right? And I think too, another thing with entrepreneurship or just in business in general, it might be a series of 5 steps, and we're focusing on all of them at the same time versus focusing on that first step. Knock that out, have laser focus on that, knock that out, and then move to the next one, right? And just continue through the process until you reach that end goal. Understanding too that you can deviate a little bit from the steps as long as the end goal never changes. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if that was a roundabout way of answering it, but that's how I feel when it comes to bridging the gap.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, well, a roundabout way, but I mean, you just gave me a lot of ideas as far as, just, I guess that was an excellent analogy because even when, like you say, you put in, a destination, on a GPS, but then when you get, if you go off, you take the wrong turn. But the thing is, when you do take a wrong turn, this is just like life itself. When you do
Yep.
take a wrong turn, it's obviously going to take you longer because obviously, they have a pretty much direct destination for you to get there within a specific amount of time. But then if you veer off of that, destination, you can see the time go up because I mean, it's going to take you, longer, longer to get there. And not to say, the fact is you're still going to get there, but it's just going to take
Right.
you in the process. So I mean, that's just the thing, if you got any roadblocks or anything like that in your way, as far as in your life, even though it's fear, but if you go straight through those things, so if you try to avoid it, if you try to avoid anything, as far as anything that you're fearful of or scared of, or, just something that you don't want to deal with in general, it's going to take you longer to get to your destination. So you might as well just go through, the
Mm-hmm.
fear and everything that you don't want to, do. I mean, that's just kind of what I thought about. And then you talked about just, I guess, reverse engineering. And I know you do a lot, with funnels and all that stuff, but that's kind of how they teach you to build funnels. So all of you guys out there that are actually running marketing plans, or even just doing your own marketing in general, online, social media, or just any type of advertising, you got to think, with the end result, in
Yep.
mind. because that's kind of how you build out a funnel when you pretty much say, reverse engineer. Now, and not even just funnel, even when you're doing, marketing on Facebook, you got to think about the particular type of person that you want to market to, and then build backwards. That's how you build your landing pages and everything like that. That's how you build your ad copy and everything like that. So that's pretty interesting that, he said, reverse engineer, how he does his coaching and everything like that. And then even, I heard a lot of, actually Rob Quinn talks about this as far as when he's in a sales meeting, he tries to reverse engineer how he's going to actually make that sale. Because it's like, man, it's like the business owner wants to be here, so I have to figure out a way that I can get them there. So I got to work backwards and figure out, set up, a step-by-step plan. So that's pretty interesting that you say that just in that one thought, just kind of, on my
yeah. Man, Rob Quinn is awesome, man. I love that guy's stuff. I want to meet him one day, man. He's got some great stuff, and he's good at what he does, man. The guy is great. So it's funny you mentioned him, man. I love his stuff. I'm a fan.
Yeah, so I actually just reach out to him. I mean, he's pretty personal, but I know he pretty much got busy. I guess within the last couple of months or so, actually last few months. So but I mean, you still reach out to him. He responds to his his messages on Facebook. Yeah. So I guess as far as I guess in your learning process as being a coach, what was your aha moment where you just said, man, this is finally clicking? I mean, was it a book you read? Was it, a training you watched? Was it a particular person that you follow, just happened to get in contact with? I mean, what was, just the aha moment where it was like, man, I can really do this. I see myself doing this the rest of my life.
It was two aha moments. One was I have a coach, right? Most coaches need coaches too, but I have a business coach, and the way I'm able to kind of just communicate with him and watch him work, and also be in the process, of being coach and see how it's helping me. That's an aha moment to validate the move, right? Because I mean, for me, consulting and coaching are kind of, they're in similar buckets. So it's almost like a natural transition, but being coached allows me to just kind of see that the process is real, the process works, because it's helped me get past some of the points where I get in my own head sometimes, it's natural. It's natural to feel like that because, business is challenging, entrepreneurship is challenging, it's ups and downs, and sometimes it can feel lonely as hell, but it's good to be a part of communities like yours and like others, to have that support. But for me, that was one of the big aha moments when I actually got a coach. And then two was when I actually started working with different students and just seeing them get clear in what they want to do, and to take the plans that we put in place, and helping them with actionable items and seeing them get results. Man, that's one of the most rewarding feelings in the world. I mean, and even for me, man, just my discovery calls. I absolutely love my discovery calls, and I'm pretty sure a lot of coaches probably tell me I'm doing it wrong, because when I sit and chat with folks, man, if I don't have a next block book, I'm gonna talk with them for a while, and I just really like to connect with people. Like for me, it's all about helping people. If I can find a way to help people, even if it's on a discovery call and I don't get paid for it, like I'm still okay with that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of been a part of my mission from day one, is because I can do it in the corporate world and help these businesses build, but it's not as satisfying to me as the helping somebody that has a dream or somebody that's got an idea get clear in it and help them realize, man, it's real and you can do it, and to help them get that all mapped out and get on the path to accomplishing that, man, that's one of the realest things ever. So those were two of my biggest aha moments in my coaching journey.
So, yeah, I mean, you guys out there that are thinking pretty much constantly about, let me make this, amount of money. Let me think about the money. I mean, I hear a lot of entrepreneurs. Yeah, of course, money is the end result. But I mean, obviously, why are you truly doing it? But you just heard the heart of, Anton, where he just pretty much said, he wants to do it, he enjoys seeing the success and the results of the people that, he helps. I mean, so obviously that is, a mindset process where, pretty much if you're constantly thinking about money, then money is pretty much, going to end. I mean, yeah, some people say, money, but I mean, why are you doing what you're doing? I mean, you need to have a specific reason to do what you do. And it needs to, not be monetary, something you can touch, it doesn't necessarily need to be tangible. It can be pretty much, intangible things. things. So obviously, I think, the intangible lasts longer because obviously, everything, fades away, everything turns back into,
Right.
dust. So, I mean, the situation is, if you have intangible things, that's what lives on. Like you hear about, people talk about legacies and everything like that. That lives on, but the person dies. The person is tangible, but their legacy and everything else like that, is pretty much just that is what continues to live on, the intangible thing. So that's interesting you said that. And then I guess as far as how do you, I mean, if a particular person just said, man, I like what this guy's saying, I like what these guys are doing. How can, get into, how can a person just learn about coaching? I mean, how can you just say, well, I want to be a coach? It's like, what type of things do I need to do in order for me to be a coach? Because I hear all these people, watch all these people. They say, being a coach, I mean, is a coach born or is a coach made or created? Or how can just one particular person that says, man, I just really want to go out and help people. I want to help businesses, but I don't know how to do that. I mean, what would you tell that particular person that, pretty much is thinking that or saying that or actually, wants to do that?
Um, to be honest, I think coaches are both, man. I think some people are natural born leaders and they can come into a space and influence and help people. But I also think it can be developed, and ironically, I think one of the first steps to becoming a coach is to getting a coach. You know what I mean? And to really because it just kind of shortens the learning curve. It helps you learn the process because when you go through something and you're learning from somebody, it's twofold. You're learning to take it and to internalize it and to implement it. But when also, if you're in the mindset that you want to be a coach and you get a coach, now you're learning twofold, not just to internalize it and to implement it, but also to teach it. Right. And it unlocks a completely different level of learning when you actually learn to teach, because it forces you to grab a deeper understanding of the concepts that they're teaching. Right. And I mean, it's for me, my journey started, my entrepreneur journey started when I was 8, man. That's a long story. I'll tell you one day, or maybe I'll come back on and tell that story. But when I got into the corporate world, I almost felt stuck. So the starting point for my journey was really just diving in and doing personal development, really, diving into myself and understanding what I actually wanted, right? You were just talking about legacy. I started thinking about that type of stuff as I get older, and I've got 4 little monsters. I'm sorry, I mean angels, my kids at home, right? But it just kind of changed things and shifted my perspective. But one of the first things I did was really just started diving into personal development. And then the second thing I did was got a coach, right? And he actually helped me understand that I could be a coach, right? Because he was able to pretty much identify the blind spots that I had, not realizing that I had been coaching for years, right? Just a different style of coaching in the form of consulting. But essentially, it was coming in and helping things get better, helping bridge the gap, helping identifying that type of things. He helped me see that I was good at that and that I actually could help people, right? So those were the two biggest things for me, man, is really just diving in the personal development and having to reset my mind, and then 2, getting a coach to study him. And I study him every day. I study all of the things that he does. I study the way he helps people. I study the things that he talks about. It's a thing that they say. I think it was Jim Rohn that I heard this from. He says, if you want success, study success. You want happiness, study happiness. So if you want to be a coach, start studying the other coaches that are in your industry that are doing it. And then, like I said, you just find what you're good at, find what type of impact that you want to make, and start making it, man. And then you'll figure it out along the way. Put that end in mind, and the series of steps, everything, the how will develop itself.
That's interesting. It's interesting you say that. And let's leave that pretty much just leads us to our last question here. If you were to have one superpower, what would it be and why?
Ooh, um, that's a great question, man. If I had one superpower, I think I'd be able to freeze time. I think I would love to be able to freeze time or manipulate time in some way, right? To where when I have the moments of bliss, and usually it's with my family, right? If I can just freeze time in that moment to where everything stops, but that particular moment, I think that would be super, super dope, man. Like, like in the movies where everything freezes around, but though the other folks are still moving, and that would be my superpower. I would find a way to either freeze time or manipulate time in some form of fashion, man. Because it's once it's gone, it's gone. That's one of my biggest things. That's one of the things I value most is time. Time with my kids, time with my wife, time with my family, and then the time I spend helping people. So it would definitely be something with time. That's a hell of a question, man. I've never even really thought about that, but
Yeah, that's good you say time. 'Cause obviously, time is, pretty crucial. Like we were just talking about, as far as you really can't get, time back. I mean, obviously, yeah. So, I just heard this where somebody said, pretty much once you're born, you already start to die. The very moment that you were born, because I mean, it's certain things on your body, and I had a little debate about this, with a guy at work. But I mean, the significance is, some part of your body is gonna die. If you look at skin cells and everything like that. So I mean, something's dying on your body as soon as you're born. So I mean, you're pretty much born to die. You're born.
yeah,
So I mean, and I mean, ever since when you were a little baby coming right out of the womb, I mean, you're pretty much set forth and dying. It's like, you only have one chance. I just heard somebody say this last night. You only get one life, one chance. I mean, obviously, everybody knows this, but it's just some of the things. Pretty much like you were saying, you had to have a coach pull stuff out of you. I mean, it's stuff that is inside of you. It's like you see it because you're already doing it. Well, actually, you really don't see it. I mean, you're just pretty much doing it, but you got to get somebody else, on the outside looking in to, help it pull it out. So, I mean, that's just some of the things, that you just got to hear, people just trigger stuff. Because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I mean, I guess it's just when you hear something, it's like, man, I knew that, but it's like, I really didn't know how to, I guess put it in words or even know that, it was in me. So that's pretty
yeah.
interesting, as far as he said, freeze time. So,
Yeah, I mean, listen. They say I saw a meme. I saw a meme that says, how we say we live once, right? I mean, but the meme said no, you die once, right? But you have the potential to live every day, and so that's one of the things that I saw, and I was like, damn, it was just kind of eye opening, but it's true, and man, every given second, moment, minute of the day, man, if I can take a deep breath, man, I'm just gracious. You know what I mean? And I just try to do my best to exercise gratitude and hold on to those moments and understand that, look, we're put here for a reason, man. And we all got greatness inside of it. So live in that moment, find what it is that you want to do and do it, man. Do it. Don't play with it.
that's true. That's true. You heard him here. That's a good note to end on. And Antoine, how can people reach out to you? Um, I mean,
They,
the best
Yeah, I
way.
mean, if you can find me on Facebook, Anton Gray, and reach out, man. Always inbox me. I'm always in there. Or you can visit antongray.com, or you can shoot me an email. I mean, if you want to go old school, contact at antongray.com. Just reach out, man. I love to talk. I love to just connect with other entrepreneurs, other people that are looking to get on that journey towards that. And if I can help, I'm always here to help, man.
All right, you heard it from Anton. So we appreciate you guys for joining in, and we thank you. Whether you're watching this on the replay, watching on the live, just hashtag coach. Instead of hashtag replay, hashtag live, just hashtag coach. And we thank you guys. What's going on, Dean? Looks like Dean just joined us, but we're about to head out. Then you have to catch the replay. All right, man. You guys have a good one. Thank you for joining us, Antoine, and. Like I said, reach him out because I mean he has a good interview series going on. You just heard him say that he's going to turn it into a podcast, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, he'll send me a link that I can put it back on this post. That way, you guys can get in touch with him and everything like that. So I thank you guys for joining in, and like I said, go check him out. I mean, he has a good, good interview series, as far as I guess he interviews a lot of, different people, a lot of other business owners. And it's just good to see the fact of, just the mindset of a business owner. I know I was on a call, with one entrepreneur and just their mindset is, pretty much totally different. Yeah. Thanks, John. The hashtag, thanks for saying, John said it's a great interview, hashtag coach. But the mindset of a, entrepreneur is just different from, a normal employee mindset. Pretty much just like he talked about, at the beginning of the call. As far as just the mindset, you know, and he's really digging deep into the mindset of entrepreneurs. So, I mean, anybody that is actually, you know, a striving entrepreneur or currently an entrepreneur, just thinking about going into entrepreneurship, you need to check out his interview series, that because he's going deep into the mind of, you know, entrepreneurs. So thanks for joining us, Anton, and have a good day.
Hey, you too, man, Mike. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, you guys have a good one. See you on the next one.